At the top tonight, word from City Manager Peter Zanoni that the Inner Harbor desal plant could be doubled in size. And he says it could go from a 30 to a 60 million gallon a day facility.
There's also talk of raising that even higher to 75 million gallons a day. Of course, the cost of the project would go up from its current price tag, which sits at just under $800 million.
Our Michael Gibson joins us now live in studio with more of the exclusive details on this story. Michael.
The city manager told 3 News about the possible expansion of the plant project. That as he took a break from a selection committee grading the 3 finalists to build the Inner Harbor desal plant. He says that the companies were saying that the city could easily expand the plant on the current site, but a 25-mile pipeline would have to be built out into the Gulf to carry all of that salt discharged from the plant.
And we're also talking now, we hadn't talked about this in the past, but how can we scale this plant up to produce even more than 30 million? It could even be double or up to 75 million.
City Manager Peter Zanoni talking about the possibility of at least doubling the size of the Inner Harbor desal plant. Right now, the city is moving forward on building the nearly $800 million facility, even though it's still waiting on final approval from the state and federal government. Now, possibly doubling the size of the project also means a discharge pipeline would have to be built out into the Gulf.
That does include having a discharge pipeline that's only 25 miles from the Inner Harbor to the Gulf of Mexico. And so we could discharge all the water that's just discharged back in, that would be discharged back into the ship channel into a pipeline system that would discharge it into the Gulf of Mexico.
Councilman Jim Klein has been a vocal critic of the desal plan, but welcomed the news that a pipeline could be part of the project and take all of that brine far offshore.
Well, I think it would be better if they piped it out into the Gulf of Mexico. Because you would not imperil Corpus Christi Bay then.
But the councilman was still worried about the cost of doubling the size of the plant.
You know, San Diego, California adopted desalination, the Carlsbad plant out there, and they saw their water rates triple. I don't want that here for Corpus Christi.
The city manager says he understands the cost concerns, but feels confident that the state will put a huge amount of money into the project.
Talking grants, non-repayable grants, additional state funding or funding from the Port of Corpus Christi, funding from other ratepayers, large volume ratepayers. Those are all concepts we're looking at today.
We asked the city manager how this could all end up playing out. He believes the city would continue to move forward on its 30 million gallon a day facility. Then, as the money is made available, the city would expand the facility.